Okay, in this video I want to talk about how the baby develops from fertilization. Okay, so once you have the fertilized, in the previous video I talked about fertilization. So when you have the fertilized ovum, the egg, you get a zygote. That's the first stage, the zygote. Okay, so you've got the nucleus here. And the zygote is basically a clump of cells, right? So here are the cells. So there's the egg first, the ovum develops into many cells. Okay, it develops into many cells as it passes down the fallopian tubes. Okay. And then eventually you get a ball of cells which implants, which clings into the uterus, onto the uterus, okay? You get even more cells. After 2 weeks, what you get is basically a little clot, little blood clot, a baby that hasn't been developed yet. About 5 weeks in, you will get a sort of a baby shape, okay, where its ears are developing, under development, developing ears. Its eyes are still developing, its heart, and its umbilical cord, okay, the cord used for it to get nutrients and to breathe. 8 weeks in, and you get a fetus, an actual baby-looking thing, a fetus. So you go from zygote to embryo to fetus. Okay, now I want to talk about the development of the fetus in the uterus. Okay, in the womb, in other words. How does it develop? Okay, this diagram can get a bit messy, so what I'm going to do is just try and make it as simple as possible. Okay, so let's say it's 6 weeks. Let me draw the woman's reproductive system, roughly what it looks like. Okay, that's her vagina. That's her uterus, her womb. The cervix is here, the trapdoor. And these are the fallopian tubes. These lead into the fallopian tubes. The oviducts, okay? These two, they lead that way. And the embryo is here, basically. Okay, hasn't yet developed into a baby yet. That's 6 weeks. That's 6 weeks in. 4 weeks later, so 10 weeks, it starts to get a bit bigger. Okay, even the womb starts to get a bit bigger. Excuse the mess. I'm no artist. Okay, it makes its way into the uterus, okay? This little baby thing. And it starts to have an umbilical cord. An umbilical cord is where the baby gets nutrients from the mum. And this dark stuff here is called placenta. Placenta. It's basically like a sac where it gets the nutrients from, okay? The baby. So 5 months in, and you start to get a developing baby. The womb starts to get bigger, starts to expand, make room for the baby. Okay, so it starts to bulge out a bit, which is why pregnant women appear the way they do. Okay, bigger embryo, bigger baby sitting here. The placenta's here. Okay, think of it as what was the word? Reservoir. Think of it as a reservoir, like a dam, right? Dams contain water, and they stream water into our houses. This streams nutrients into the baby, right? Okay, so this is the uterus, remember? The womb where the baby lives. Now, you also have, I should draw in a line going like this. Now, this, inside the womb where the baby lives, you've got an amniotic sac. This is a water sac. The baby lives in a sac. An amniotic sac. Sorry. Okay? And inside the sac there's fluid. Amniotic fluid. That fluid is water, right? You've got the umbilical cord here. Umbilical cord connected to the placenta, right? And eventually, let's say 8 to 9 months in, you will get an actual developed baby. Now, the womb is massive at this stage, absolutely massive. enormous. It's going to get very messy. I do apologize. But basically, and the baby, as you should know, is upside down in this case. So its eyes are here, whatever. Its hands and feet are here, right? So it's upside down at this stage. Umbilical cord is here. The cervix, the trapdoor is here, which opens during birth. This is the uterus, the womb. The should also draw this line here. The amniotic fluid and sac is here, and the umbilical cord is here, as I mentioned. And that's it.